After buying a Myford Super 7, I realised some of the gears were missing. On investigation, it turned out that the little lever that operates the back gear was broken. To replace that, the whole headstock had to be disassembled, and this records what had to be done to fix it. This is the gear with the problem. There's a little cam on the side which has to be engaged or disengaged to engage or disengage back gear. It's got a little lever to operate it, but it took me a while, but I realised that the lever was broken off, as you can see here. To replace this lever, the headstock has to be disassembled. To dismantle the headstock, I had to release a grub screw which is down here, which apparently holds the wick that lubricates the headstock bearing in place. That had to be removed and a pin put in. On the bull gear, a grub screw had to be removed there, and on this end of the main shaft, an Allen bolt had to be released on the split clamp. The clamp undone and removed, and then the shaft knocked through. Slacken the collar. Slacken the Allen bolt. Now using the peg spanner. Just slacken off the collar, so that's loose. To make the peg spanner, I bought some little pieces of rod which is the same diameter as the holes in this collar. Lined them up on a piece of box, welded them, and then to line it up exactly, just squeezed it in the vise so it fits, and put a little T-handle on that with the clutch cover and the gear train cover open. Just there's enough room for it to just rotate without getting caught. So having unscrewed the split collar, removed the gear, and importantly made sure you've taken the woodruff key out, the main shaft can be topped out. But be aware there's a second woodruff key which matches with the bull gear, which will come out as the shaft is removed. So having removed the bull gear, the broken lever can be seen. This is held in by a taper and can be tapped out and a replacement put in, and I used some Loctite as well for the new one. Inside the main shaft casing, it was absolutely filthy with old belt dust, swarf and oil or grease. So this seemed a good opportunity to clean it all out. The gear was then taken to the bench and the broken lever tapped out using a small punch. The new one, after being coated with Loctite, was pressed in the vise, and when it had set, reassembly was begun. I think that was that. This bush has to go in here between the bearing and the housing, over the shaft and against the pulley. And that's going to be tricky to get in. It'll probably have to be put in first. there's something there. Right, there's the woodruff key. Something might just line up and slide on, but no. I think I need to take the main shaft out so I can look where the keyway is on the back gear, put some sort of mark it here so I can line the two up together. There's the keyway. This was why it wouldn't go in. This end of the keyway is sticking up too high. It needs a tap down, give it some lead to go in. And it's quarter of a turn around from the actual lever. So again, so if the back gear lever is at 3 o'clock, the keyway will be at the top. The keyway is currently at the top there. Its keyway's on the top. Key and the keyway should be on the top. Ah, it's going in. Right, woodruff key. Right, it's in the slot. Let's tilt it up a bit. And just tap it down. That looks as if it's got a lead now. A bit of oil in there. Try and see what's going on here. Right, that's gone on to the woodruff key slightly. Sounds solid. Following the instructions of the Myford Q&A website, which I'm beginning to doubt are the correct ones for this. Holding the bull wheel or pulley, tighten the split collar by hand. Well, that's by hand. There is no scribed line that I can see that it refers to. And it says tighten the inside C-nut, which refers to as nut B, until some stiffness comes into the movement. Now I've tried this. And this is tight. I've tried tapping it. This is quite tight. I don't think it will go any tighter. And the spindle is still free, so I'm going to go with that. And the same with the outside collar. This, again, I don't think that'll go much tighter without doing any damage, so I'm going to go with that. It's tightening up the seam, tightening up the locking collar. That pulls the taper in. I'm just going away with it. Already that's pulled it in, so I can't turn it with this hand. So I'm going to back it off a fraction. I'm just going to give the shaft a tap, just in case it's tight on the taper. Still can't turn it. Back it off a fraction more. Am I able to turn it now? Yes. That's slightly stiff as the... It's fractionally stiff. Well, that's only just hand tight. Well, not hand tight, using the spanner. That's just taking some strain, so I'm going to go with that. Tighten up this clamp on the split collar. Right, that's that. Now I've put the chuck back on, but I haven't put the little grub screw in the bottom here. And now I can't get to it because the chuck's back on, so I've got to take the chuck off again. But at least now I know how to lock it, which I didn't before. It's still locked. It's in back gear. Right, now it moves. Look for the lock. Oh, the pulley isn't moving. There's the hole for the lock. Go around a bit. Should be there. Right, so that's locked. This has got to be out of back gear. So the chuck now locks. So to get it out, I have to line up half circle with the half hole. That's it. It's getting easier now with practice. Right, so that's locked. Chuck key. Right, put some oil in before I put the grub screw in. Now, can I get the grub screw in without dropping it? The thread's caught. It's going in. You can see the oil I've put in is coming back like the filler. Alright, that's the grub screw in. Tighten up the belt. Stand back. No volt switch on. And forward. And reverse. No volt switch off. So there we are, that seems to be done. Just check this grub screw is in properly. Slacken the belt again. That's it, till I can see the grub screw. Which is here. So I'll move the camera so we can see the grub screw. Can't see it from there. This is the grub screw here, and the bull gear or back gear. Make sure that's tight. That's the one. Yes, it is tight. So the little lever is locked, so the whole shaft is straight through. The back gear is lowered. Tighten up the belt again. No volt switch on. Forward on the drum selector. I know it's not doing any work at the moment, but it's an awful lot quieter than it used to be. Maybe it's me oiling it. Right. This is the lathe in back gear at 130 revolutions, which is the highest back gear speed. So the lathe's now out of back gear. And on the slowest non-back gear speed, which is 200 RPM. And you can see how much quieter it is when it's in back gear. It seems to be operating quite well in back gear. It's a bit noisy, but under load it's not too bad. But that's straight cut gears, I guess. And thanks for watching.